Hi there, elementary friends. Today we're going to be talking about the remote learning template in the event that we happen to go to remote learning during this school year. So let's get started. The video that you're watching now will live here in this first cell. So if you need to go back and rewatch any of it, you can click here and access it at any time. To start, you're going to make a copy of the remote learning template. So you will click on the second cell in the blue one, and that will direct you to a site that says make a copy. So you will click make a copy, and then it will open up in your own tab. You'll notice at the top it does say copy up. So you will need to rename that either with your last name or whatever it is that you would like to call your document. Also, you are going to want to make sure that you check on permission. So when you first make a copy of your document, initially it is only set private to you. So you're going to want to make sure that parents and students will be able to access your document and you don't get blown up with requests due to access being denied. So you'll click on share and come down to the bottom where it says right now restricted only to people that you've added. We are going to change that to anyone with the link can be a viewer. Now you probably don't want them in there making comments or editing, so I just leave it view and select done. So that's now changed the permission so anyone can access it. You'll notice when you get started with your remote learning template that I've customized this one with my own Bitmoji. So if you want to change the picture or take out the picture, you're going to double click in the heading. You can click on the picture, right click, and then come down and replace the image with something that you have. You could use a Sycamore Aves logo. You can upload your own image or your own Bitmoji. Then you're going to customize your name. So put your name here. I noticed a couple teachers that are team teaching have used both names and have decided to use one template for the two of them. And then when you're ready to check the date and change the date on a weekly basis, this was at a Google Drawing. So you'll double click on it and you'll be able to come right into the drawing and edit the date. Save and close. And then the date will be updated. So now you're ready to get into the meat of your template. At the top, there's a cell here for you to add any weekly notes for parents and reminders of upcoming things you may want to cover. The next area is the virtual meetings. All K-4 teachers are required to have some FaceTime with their kiddos on a daily basis. It's really important to be clear with your parents when those times are and provide the links. You may have the links down in your content as you add it, but just be clear up here to say, we will meet Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock, or if you're group A, group B, however you're doing your meetings, make sure that parents are aware of when they are and how to access them. Over under the contact information, you will see that you can add your office hours. All teachers are required to post their office hours and be available for parents and students. You can also add your contact information. You can simply just add your email, or if you want to add your phone number, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're not comfortable giving out your own personal phone number, we do have access to Remind. Remind will allow you to set up some communications with your parents and also generate a number that they can call that will then forward to your number. Therefore, you're not giving your real number out to everybody. If you want more information on Remind, you can access the Remote Learning Passport, and there is a whole section there on Remind that will tell you how to get started and set it up. The link to the passport is also on that guide that I created that you'll have access to. Also, if you have a social media presence, you share things on Twitter, you may want to add your social media information there as well. So once you get down to the content, you're going to notice that this is a little bit different than the guide that we shared in the spring. We ended up having to change and modify the guide because that original guide was created in Google Slides. And after talking with Emily Williams, we had some discussion and did a lot of research trying to find out how to translate Google Slides into other languages for all of our ELL population. And we just could not find a way to make that work. So luckily, Google Docs do translate into other languages. So as you add your content here, kids that are ELL students that are speaking a different language or their parents that are trying to help them at home can simply translate your document so that they can read the information in their own language. So when you're down here and you're ready to start adding some information, you'll notice I've added all the content areas. You may not teach all the content. I know some of the elementary K1 just teach language arts and they call it language arts. Third and fourth grade wanted it broken out into reading and writing. So if there is something that you don't teach or you don't want on your guide, simply just delete it, highlight it, and delete it, and then it'll be gone. So you can customize your content based on what it is that you actually teach. As you're going to add the actual content, right now you'll see it just says add content. As you're adding your content, you can add hyperlinks, you can add step-by-step directions. One of the teachers was playing around with this the other day, and they had it hyperlink to another document that had more detailed information, and they just used this more as a snapshot of what this week was going to be covering. So you guys are the expert in your content. You know what it is that you need to put out there to be clear to your parents. And that's really the reason we're kind of going to a customized template, is that we really want parents to have some consistency and transparency as they look from class to class and teacher to teacher, so they're not jumping all over the place trying to figure out where stuff is. So you'll add your content, customized based on what it is that you teach. Down here, you will add your weekly learning targets. I didn't put targets on a daily basis because most of the stuff you teach is spiraling and it kind of goes week by week. So if you want to put a brief snapshot of what those targets are, or I can statements, that's where those will go. Down below, you'll see a place for specials. Specials this year are going to be a little different due to the circumstances we're all under. So as you may have already heard, we're going to be doing specials on a week-to-week basis. I will be working with the special area teachers, and we hope to just have one link here that will direct them to the special areas information. We hope that you won't have to update this on a weekly basis. So once we get that information put together, we're going to create probably another site that will have all the special area teachers, and your job will just be to indicate what special it is that they will be going to during this week. Down over to the right, you can add additional information, links for enrichment, any other information. And then down below, if you want to go and add anything else, there's plenty of room. You can make this document however you want. Feel free to add any information that you want at the bottom. When you are ready to share this document, you can share this document by clicking up here on share. And then copy the link to this document. Link copied. And then you can paste that link onto your Blackboard course. Everyone will have a remote learning tab in their Blackboard course. You can put your documents directly into your Blackboard course. You can also add it to your Google Classroom if you're using Google Classroom. Going back over to the training guide that I created for you, the remote learning continuity plan will be added here later once the principals are done with that. If you need to access the Aviator Passport, there's a link here to do that. That has tons of information that will help you with remote learning. If you're not sure how to add Blackboard content, you can click here. If you need help creating the remote learning button or learning how to do some other things in Blackboard. And lastly, if you still have any questions, if you click here, this will direct you to a form that I will then get back in touch with you and help you with anything else that you still may have questions at regarding the remote learning template. I hope this was helpful, and just keep in mind that I'm always here to help you. You know how to get in touch. Thank you.